Ladies and gentlemen, in front of us we have the third generation of the Volkswagen Tiguan, and it looks fantastic. This is the R-Line version, top of the range, and there's also the Elegance version as well, and there's other two basic level trim levels, so like the Life and the basic, basically. But here we are. This is also available in the hybrid, mild hybrid, and two turbocharged engines as well. So we have diesel and petrol engines, and this is a 2-litre diesel version that's turbocharged, which we'll talk about. The drive experience, we'll talk about the design now, and so much more. So let's start with the design. Being the R-Line version, so we get a couple of detailing all around the car. So for example, this big black detailing here and this lower area there as well. We got the R badge on the front and this long bar of light bar there that looks really good as well. This is very aerodynamic. It's reduced to 0.28 in terms of drag coefficient. So this would be really good on the road, especially even more so if you get the plug-in hybrid versions. They can do a bit more. The batteries are bigger, so you can do a bit more on electric only. I think about 100 kilometers, which is a lot on the WLTP. In terms of the lights, we have the IQ light still there, really nice. You can upgrade this as well to the higher level ones, so you get loads of LED lights in there, micro-pixel LED lights in there that allows you to control the way the light behaves when you're driving on the road, so you don't blind other people that's coming ahead of you. This is the red color, which looks absolutely fantastic. This is my favorite color. I don't really like red cars in general, but this one actually looks really nice with all this contrasting piano black detailing all around the car. We got this side curtain there, which actually is a side curtain that works. It's not just there as a dummy, which is really cool. We've got all the ADAS system scanners and stuff like that on the car as well on the front. And then moving on to the side, this is rocking a 20-inch. You can spec this up for up to 20-inch Continental Sports Contact 6 on them as well. This really nice black alloys. I think, again, it's a nice contrasting color to the rest of the red on the car. We've got the R badge on the side there as well. Folding mirrors, no fancy recessed door handles or anything like that, but it works really well with the car and the look of it as well. I think it looks very sharp on the side when you look at the side view. This is like a baby Touareg every time I look at it. It's compact, looks really nice, like I said already. And we have roof rails on this one, so you can mount different things, accessories and so on. And then when we move towards the back, the shoulders here are very athletic. It looks really sporty and sharp. That's the R feature that you get in here. The R-Line makes it look a bit more sharper and stuff like that. So on the back, we have the IQ light there as well. And then the light bar that goes all across all the back. It has this like 3D effect, which looks really cool. And then you got the Tiguan written on the back there. Nice spoiler there. We've got back window wiper. So it's got this nice Volkswagen design language all around it, so it doesn't take away from what this used to look like, but it looks sharper. It's actually a bit taller as well compared to the predecessor. It's a bit longer as well, but still the same wheelbase on there. So we'll see how that affects what we have inside, which shouldn't. Depending on which one you go for, this will give you 4Motion. So the two petrol turbocharged versions, you get them in 4-wheel drive. And then if you go for the top range, the faster diesel version, you do get 4Motion on there as well. So those are only three that will give you 4-wheel drive. The rest of them are front-wheel drive only. And then we look inside the boot. You can also spec it so you can use your foot to get inside the car. This one doesn't have it, but you can spec it to get that. But we just press that. And this is electronically controlled, which is really cool for convenience. And then we get this nice big space. I think this is not bad at all. That's improved as well. We'll leave all numbers on the screen so you guys can check that out. And then underneath here, we've got a bit more space there for, you can store whatever you want underneath there, basically. It's got this shape for a tire or something, but I don't think there's any spare tires. There's no spare tires in here, but that's a big space to store extra things. So in general, this is a big boot space, and you got extra space underneath here as well, which you can store things. You've got some space on the sides to keep things secure. And you got your shopping bag hooks as well, which is really nice. A little control here to fold the seats down, because when you fold them down, you get even more space to store things. Big opening here, so it's easy to get things in and out of the car, which is fantastic. So again, this is a practical car to drive on a daily basis. You know, school runs, shopping, whatever you want to do, this will be a really good car for that. And like I said, you can fold the seats down. In fact, the middle one, you can go all the way down as well. So perhaps you can still be able to get inside the boot by just folding the middle one down to get access to things whilst you're on the move. Maybe someone in the back can still get access to stuff in the boot. But overall, I think this is fantastic in terms of practicality. So in the back seat, it's very nice and comfortable here. Plenty of knee room, plenty of space for my feet to tuck my feet in there as well. Plenty of headroom. I'm 5'10", so there's no issues there at all. Look, I can just I can still keep going. So there's plenty of space there for your head for long journeys, and it sits really nice as well. The knees aren't too raised too high, which is nice, which means sitting here for a long period of time would not be an issue at all. There's also a heated seat for the passengers at the back, which is nice. 2 USB-C ports there. And we also get Harman Kardon sound system in here, which sounds fantastic, and you can change the equalizer settings, which we'll talk about on the infotainment system. On the front here, we have our armrest, which is nice, and then you can pull this out for your cup holder, which is kind of snazzy the way that works. I love this pull tab there, looks really cool. And the good thing about that is you can still use this as an armrest whilst you have your cup holders or bottles or whatever there. And when you don't need it, put it away and it's still there, because some cars have the cup holders there, and then it means when you put your elbows there, it goes in the cup holder, which can be quite annoying sometimes, but you do have that there. But yeah, really nice materials in here. I love the blue sort of piping all around it. That looks really cool. I like what they've done there. But yeah, very comfortable here. I can see myself sitting here for a long period of time. I don't think you can fit someone in the middle comfortably well though. You can sit there, but it means they have to put their legs on either side, which might intrude in their space, in the other passenger space. But if you really need to, you can sit someone in the middle as well. Otherwise, they'll have to put their knees quite high up because of the transmission tunnel there. So that's something to bear in mind. Let's have a look at the front. So in the front, it continues in terms of the level of how premium this is. It's nice and premium. You know that they've built this very well. Build quality looks very good. We've got this ambient lighting that goes all around the car, because you can change this, I think, up to 30 colors or something like that. So you can change the settings here to suit your mood, for your driving style or whatever you want to do. We have head-up display over there, again, Harman Kardon sound system. And then on the steering, we have a nice grip to it as well. It's got the R badge on there for your R-line design, and all your buttons that you need for like media control and active cruise control are there. And the one thing they've done is they've moved the gear selector from here. They've put it there now as a stalk, so you can use that for sport mode, drive, reverse, etc. And then by doing that, it means we have more space here now to have other things. So we have a cup holder area here, so you can adjust the sliders as well, so the dividers, you can move them around. And then underneath here, which also serves as your armrest, we have another 2 cup holders there. So actually those are just dividers to hold wherever you want to hold. And then here, there are 2 cup holders there, 12-volt port here as well. So we just close that. And then here, we have 2 USB-C ports. And then below the USB-C charging ports, you have wireless charging area. So if you have a phone like the iPhone 15 Pro Max, you'll be able to charge those up on here. One thing to bear in mind though is that does get hot. So right now it's getting hot already because there's no cooling system there. The USB-C ports, I think they're 45 watts, so that will charge it very quickly. And then you have this little bit here where you can just sort of hide away what's underneath here if you don't want people to see it, you know, if you leave your phone there, for example, for whatever reason. And then this area there is nice just to place things, and it's nice and grippy, so it doesn't move anywhere if you have another device that you want to place there. But what's pretty cool here though, I've had to put the engine on by the way, so ignore the sound, is the fact that here now you can control things using this dynamically. So at first it's just volume controls, you can see there. You can even swipe up and down as well to change track and stuff like that. What you can then do is press it, and then you can then select your different drive modes. You have comfort, sports, individual, off-road, snow, eco mode. So you can select whichever one you want. But on the same screen, you have atmospheres. So what you can do is swipe across, and then you have different atmospheres, which changes the colors and just the theme in here. So you can go from nature, energetic, etc., etc. And just the way things look here changes to suit those kind of atmosphere, which is pretty cool. So yeah, you can use that to select things, but I love what they've done with that button there or dial to make it dynamic to do different things. So that's pretty cool. So here we have a big display as well. As you can see, this is very responsive, but also can be jittery as well to what you're doing sometimes. But I'd rather something that's reactive and actually works than something that doesn't work at all. But it's within reach as well, so you can easily control things. You've got temperature there for outside, and you got your climate control options all at the bottom here, including the slider option to slide and change those settings. And then up here, this will never go away. So you got things like your driver assist. So you got lane assist, speed warning, attention monitor, drowsiness monitor, a bunch of safety stuff there that allows you to be safe on the road, as well as, you know, you still have to keep your eyes on the road and all that stuff anyway. But yeah, then you got that image view, so you can tap things for different settings and so on. And then we have our mode here, which we went through already using that rotary dial. So we have things like eco, comfort, sport, individual, off-road and snow, for example, over there. Then you got your parking options here. So we've got the camera there, so you can see all around the vehicle, as you can see there. You got park assist, which will allow you to move in and out of space, for example, and park stuff. You've got trailer assist as well, and go into settings to change things for that. And then if we tap car here, this will always give you your quick settings option. So like head-up display is there, auto hold, head-up display position, so you can change the settings. You can add more stuff there as well if you need to. And then if we tap this, gives you all the extra menu options, so we can slide across and see more there. It's got things like audio settings and experience and stuff like that in the car that you can change the background and so on. App Connect as well. If you go to sound, you'll be able to change things like your bass and treble from Harman Kardon. But if you don't want to do any of that, you can always just tap some of these and it will change to different settings, and you can tap that as well. You can see there it's changing as you're doing it. But yeah, that's pretty much it there. Very straightforward, easy to use, easy to configure things, and it works really well. It supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. Apple CarPlay is definitely wireless. I haven't used Android Auto, so I'm not sure if that's wireless or cable only, but it is there if you need to use it. And then on the instrument cluster, it's also dynamic. It shows you so much information, basically everything that you need to know whilst you're driving, including your lane assist stuff over there. We've also got the paddle shift underneath here, which allows you to do manual gear shifting if you really want to do that on the go. And then if we just select this, you can see things that you can have on that side, for example. So I can have no display at all if I don't want it there. I can have navigation there, I can have audio stuff, compass, etc. So it's dynamic enough to change whatever you want to change on there. But it looks fantastic. It's very clear, straightforward, easy to see at all times, even in low light or bright light situations. So that's really good. And then we have the button there as well to change the view. So you press that, that changes the way that it looks in front of you. So you can have full map and all that stuff. So it's all there to change the way that you want it to be. So this particular diesel version comes in 2 power levels. So this is the higher power, but in the UK, we'll be getting the lower power version of the Tiguan, which means no 4-wheel drive on that one, but the handling is still pretty much there in terms of similarity. So that's something to bear in mind. Right, so we've spoken about the design, we've talked about the practicality in terms of space in the car, and you know, the tech in front of us and all that kind of stuff. I think, by the way, I said that was 10-inch, but actually I think it's 12 point something inch display in terms of the instrument cluster. But that aside, this is the 2-litre TDI version. So this will give us around 195 PS or so, and you're looking at 400 Newton meters of torque. Plenty of torque there, plenty of speed to go off the line as well in case you need to join motorway or move off the line when it comes to roundabouts and all that kind of stuff. Before I talk about the driving and handling and stuff, one thing I forgot to mention when we spoke about the infotainment system is the voice assistant here. So this also will have an update for ChatGPT eventually at some point. And we've seen the demo of that already when we went to CES and how that works, and it's actually pretty cool. It means if you have passengers in the car, for example, they can start asking questions on the go and learning and educating themselves about things. So for example, if there were to be, I don't know, if you were to be driving and you wanted to know what a building is that you've just seen or whatever, you can just ask the ChatGPT AI to tell you those things. So back to the driving and handling on this is actually pretty cool, because this is the 4Motion version, so 4-wheel drive. So when it comes to handling all these twisted corners that we have here in Nice, it's not a problem at all. It just handles it very well. There's minimal body roll as well, which means you can really just get comfortable in pushing the car into those corners, those windy bends if you really need to. I don't think people that will buy this will be doing those serious bendy, you know, stuff and speeding around corners and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, but it's there if you need to. It just means it fills you with confidence if you really need to do those kind of things. But yeah, it's a fantastic car when it comes to handling and, you know, the comfort that you have. In terms of road noise, this is a diesel car, so it's louder than what you'd normally get. And there's a bit of road noise driving around all these quiet roads here. Actually, you can probably hear the sound coming through the mic as well as I'm driving here. So that's something to bear in mind. But in terms of visibility, it's great. I can see clearly through the back window. In terms of the pillars and stuff, there's no hindrance to my visibility at all. So that's really good there. So as far as handling goes, this is very, very agile and nimble as well. So for such a heavy car, it does really well with handling these corners, as you can see there. It just laps that up very neatly and smoothly. There was no sweat at all there. This can tow up to 2.3 tons. So again, if this is something that you need to worry about, so maybe towing a caravan or stuff like that for holidays, holiday season, then this is fully capable of doing that kind of stuff. When it comes to the driving modes, we have various options available, including sports mode and individual. You got the sport mode and the gear shifter as well, and then your paddle shift if you really want to do some serious driving, or you just want to be in control of how long you ride out the gears for. You can do exactly just that. When you stick in sports mode, the steering becomes a bit more stiffer, a bit more precise, and that's how I'd normally have it. So what I would do for myself is go to individual settings and maybe do comfort and then change just the steering, because that's where I need a bit of weight in terms of how that feels when I'm driving around. This has a new chassis system as well, which means it's built for comfortability, so it's a lot more comfortable, and it's also built for that speed as well. So for sportiness rather than speed. So when it comes to how sporty it feels, this feels sporty indeed. So the R-Line is definitely one to consider as well. If you're looking for efficiency, you probably want to go for the plug-in hybrid options, because those give you better options in that area. And also, if you're looking for something that's a bit faster, I think the electric version, the EI hybrid version, actually offers better in terms of the PS output that you get on there. But I think all-rounder, if you want something that would do long range and all that kind of stuff, this is definitely one to consider, the TDI version. I'd get the top of the range one as well, because you get two options. So you get the lower power output version and then the top power output version, which is exactly what this is. And this is the one that I would go for if you do go for the 2-litre TDI versions. But over to you though, let me know what you think. I think it's a great car. It looks very sharp on the outside and inside as well. Plenty of equipment here, and also safety equipment, plenty of tech inside of the car. So there's nothing to worry about there. So I'd definitely consider one of these, and it's reasonably priced as well. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.